Hola amigos y bienvenidos al canal. Me llamo Nuria y soy tu profesora de español. In today's video, I bring you a topic that is very difficult for English speakers. I've seen they struggle for the 10 years I've been teaching Spanish and tutoring, and particularly tutoring for people in the UK for A levels. And this is something that they always struggle with, but no problem because I got you covered. I have a very simple video with key points and examples for you to master these. But this is not only important for the people who are actually taking official exams, but these is something that everyone can benefit from knowing, especially if you want to speak like a native, because this is used on daily life. It's used to express feelings, it's used to express wishes, opinions. So it is key, and it's key that you master it. So I know that English speaking people have issues with this because in English it doesn't really equate to anything. You use the present tense to express all of these things, but in Spanish we have a tense for it just to make it more complicated. And if you haven't guessed it yet, it is the subjunctive. We're gonna see when to use it, how to use it, examples. So let's go into the video.
So how will this lesson today go? We're going to go through what is a subjunctive in Spanish, when and how to use it, and then we're going to have a look at a few examples. So let's go ahead. What is the subjunctive? The subjunctive is a tense in Spanish that is used to refer to the present and the future. We'll have a look at it in more detail as we go through this lesson. It is used to express possibilities, uncertainties, express doubts, desires, advice, feelings. Let's have a look at some examples in expressing possibility, uncertainty, and doubt. We are usually going to use these four major structures beginning of sentences. We have quizás, perhaps, tal vez, maybe, es probable que, it's probable that, or it's possible that, puede que, it might, it may be, it could be, it is possible that. So as you can see, if you master these, you master the colloquial way of speaking. When we're expressing desires or wishes, we're going to use mostly and mainly these four. Ojalá que, hopefully. Espero que, I hope that. Quiero que, I want. Deseo que, I wish that. If we're expressing advice, recommendations, or opinions, we can use es mejor que, es peor que, es bueno que, es malo que. We see some examples at the end, and additionally, you can also use te aconsejo que, I advise you to, or te recomiendo que, I recommend that. If we are expressing feelings, we are going to be using me gusta que, like that, tengo miedo de que, I'm afraid that, me sorprende que, I'm surprised that, me alegro que, or me alegro de que, I'm glad that. And expressing future ideas, we are going to be using these expressions aunque, even if, hasta que, until, después de que, or tan pronto como. There's also another key way of doing the subjunctive, and is to express wishes, and you don't necessarily need to use any of these intro parts of the sentence. You will be using just que plus the subjunctive. So to wish someone something, instead of, for example, saying, I hope that you get well in Spanish, we don't have to say, I hope you get well. We just say, get well, like you would in English, but that is always going to have the subjunctive. So, que te mejores, get well, que sea leve, I hope it's not too bad, que aproveche, like bon appetit. Que tengas un buen día, have a good day. Que tengas suerte, good luck. So to wish someone something, we are also going to use the subjunctive, which shows why learning the subjunctive It's going to help you master Spanish in general, not only for people who are taking exams and are asked about the subjunctive and to use the subjunctive, but it is something that in Spanish is used a lot in a day-to-day basis. Now we're going to have a look at some verbs. I've tried to get a few of the most common ones and given you the full conjugated verb here in the present subjunctive so that you can reference back to them and you can learn these few verbs that are used time and time again. So make sure that you learn these. Very important. Anyway, let's have a look at some of the sentences. I've given you examples and I try to mix everything from expressing feelings, emotions, doubt, and have added vocabulary so that you can learn more vocabulary, had a richer Spanish vocabulary. Let's go and have a look at these. Es posible que sea muy tiquismiquis. It's possible that I'm picky. So tiquismiquis is for someone that's picky. No creo que seas un idiota. I don't think you're an idiot. Me alegro de que ella sea tan amable. I'm glad that she's so nice. Quizás seamos un poco ingenuos. Perhaps we're a bit naive. Os recomiendo que seáis más educados. I recommend you to be more polite or well-mannered. Me sorprende que sean tan cerrados de mente. I'm surprised that they're so close-minded. As you can see, and this is where the confusion comes, as I explained as part of the intro, in English we're using the present tense to express all of these, while in Spanish we complicated this and use the subjunctive. And this is why people speaking English have problems understanding and dealing with the subjunctive. But as you can see here, this is pretty normal, pretty common way of speaking and is basic way of speaking. So this is why you need to learn the subjunctive and why it's so helpful and why it will make you sound like a native, which is what we all want when we're learning a different language, isn't it? Let's have a look at another example. Estar. You have that for your reference. Let's have a look at the examples. Es peor que esté nerviosa que esté demasiado relajada. It is worse for me to be nervous than to be too relaxed. Después de que estés en casa, hablamos. This is not the literal translation, but it's the one that makes more sense. So as soon as you're home, we can talk. That's what we're referring to when say después de que estés en casa, hablamos. Es posible que esté de camino. It is possible that he's on his way or he's on the way. Quizás estemos un poco estresados. Perhaps we are a bit stressed. No os recomiendo que estéis viendo la tele mucho. I don't recommend you to be watching TV a lot. Me sorprende que estén enfadados. I'm surprised they're angry. Is querer. You have the subjunctive there. I've introduced querer because it's used quite a lot as we are going to see in the examples. Some of these sentences you can learn as they are because they're used a lot. And I myself use them on my daily life quite a lot, particularly this one, and this one. No creo que quieran venir. But let's have a look at these examples. Aunque quiera ir, no puedo. Even though I want to go, I can't. Aunque quiera ir, no puedo. Nos quedamos hasta que tú quieras. We can stay until you want. Me gusta que quiera aprender. I like she wants to learn or he wants to learn. Puede que queramos quedarnos hasta tarde. Perhaps we want to stay late or until late. Espero que queráis comer dulce porque vamos a una pastelería. I hope you want to eat something sweet because we're going to a bakery. Y no creo que quieran venir. I don't think they want to come or I doubt they want to come. So as you can see, very, very, very important. Hopefully in this lesson you have some accomplishments so you know what the subjunctive is, why is it so important, how and when to use it, some example sentences that you can refer to and inspire you to create your own sentences. And now is your time to drop in the comment section 3 sentences that you can create with what you've learned in today's lesson. Do not forget to watch and pause as many times as you need. Give me a thumbs up if this was helpful. Comment or email me your questions if you have some. The links are on the bio. You can download the workbook for this session. As I previously mentioned, it'll be on the description. There'll be a link for you to download it, and you can visit our website for more resources and courses.